Breaking news is shaking the foundation of Steelers Nation tonight, and this is not just another rumor floating around the league. Inside league circles, sources close to Pittsburgh's front office are quietly confirming that the Steelers have zeroed in on one name above all others as they look ahead to 2026, and that name is Minkah Fitzpatrick. This move is not about headlines or hype. This is about identity.
This is about restoring the fear, the discipline, and the dominance that once defined Steelers football. For the organization, this is a moment of reflection, a moment where leadership is asking hard questions about what has been lost on the defensive side of the ball and what it will take to reclaim it.
Over the past few seasons, Steelers fans have felt something slipping away. The defense still flashes brilliance at times, but the consistency, the intimidation, and the unmistakable swagger that once made opposing quarterbacks uneasy have not always been there. There have been breakdowns in coverage, missed assignments in critical moments, and an overall sense that the unit no longer dictates the tone of games the way it once did. The front office knows it. The coaching staff knows it.
And most importantly, the players know it. That's why this pursuit of Minkah Fitzpatrick is being viewed internally as a potential turning point rather than just another roster decision.
Minkah Fitzpatrick represents more than talent on the field. He represents leadership, accountability, and a football IQ that cannot be taught. When Fitzpatrick is on the field, the defense communicates differently, alignments are cleaner, adjustments happen faster, mistakes are corrected before they become disasters. The Steelers have long believed that elite defenses are built from the back end forward, and Minkah fits that philosophy perfectly. His ability to read quarterbacks, disguise coverages, and close windows in the passing game is exactly what Pittsburgh has been missing when games tighten late in the fourth quarter.
What makes this development even more intriguing is the timing. By targeting 2026, the Steelers are clearly thinking long-term. This isn't a panic move. This is strategic. This is about building a defensive core that can compete for championships over multiple seasons. The organization understands that elite defenses are not assembled overnight. They are carefully constructed through smart acquisitions, continuity, and players who embody the culture. Fitzpatrick checks every single box. He is battle-tested, playoff-proven, and respected throughout the league.
Inside the locker room, players are already aware of the conversations happening at the highest levels. Veterans see this as a signal that the Steelers are serious about returning to their roots. Younger players see it as a challenge, a reminder that the standard in Pittsburgh has never been average. The presence of a player like Fitzpatrick raises expectations across the board. Corners play tighter, linebackers trust their reads more.
Pass rushers attack knowing the secondary can hold up behind them. It changes everything.
The Steelers' defensive identity has always been about controlled chaos, pressure without recklessness, aggression with discipline, physicality combined with intelligence. Over time, pieces of that formula have eroded, not because of effort, but because of instability and constant adjustment. Fitzpatrick offers stability. He is the type of player who becomes the anchor, the one voice that keeps everyone aligned when the offense is trying to speed things up or exploit confusion.
That is invaluable in today's NFL, where offenses are faster, more creative, and more unpredictable than ever. There is also a business side to this conversation that cannot be ignored. The Steelers are well aware that investing in a player like Fitzpatrick sends a powerful message to the fan base. It says that mediocrity is unacceptable. It says that this franchise still believes defense wins championships. It says that the black and gold standard is not something to be remembered, but something to be lived every Sunday. Fans have been vocal about wanting a return to smash-mouth football, and this move aligns perfectly with that demand.
Critics may argue that focusing on one player cannot fix an entire defense, and on the surface, that argument has merit.
Football is the ultimate team sport, but history has shown that the right leader in the right position can elevate everyone around him. Think of the great Steelers defenses of the past. They were defined by personalities as much as schemes. Fitzpatrick has that personality: calm, confident, relentless. He doesn't need to make noise to command respect.
His presence alone does that.
As the 2026 horizon comes into view, the Steelers' front office is clearly laying the groundwork for a new defensive era. They are evaluating contracts, cap flexibility, and roster balance with one central goal in mind: restoring dominance. This is not about chasing trends or copying other teams. This is about returning to what Pittsburgh does best: physical defense, smart football, relentless effort from the first snap to the last. Opposing teams are already taking notice. Scouts and executives around the league understand what a move like this could mean. If the Steelers successfully recenter their defense around Fitzpatrick, it immediately changes how offenses game plan against them. Quarterbacks will hesitate, coordinators will simplify, mistakes will follow. That's the ripple effect of elite defensive leadership, and it's something the Steelers have been missing more than they are willing to admit publicly.
For Minkah Fitzpatrick, the interest from Pittsburgh represents validation. It confirms what many around the league already know. He is one of the few defenders capable of redefining an entire unit. This is not just about statistics or highlight plays. This is about impact. It's about the plays that never happen because the quarterback chose a safer option. It's about the confidence it gives a defense to play aggressively without fear of being burned deep.
Steelers Nation should understand that this story is far from finished. The groundwork is being laid quietly, deliberately, and with purpose. There will be twists, there will be speculation, there will be moments when it seems impossible. But make no mistake, the Steelers are serious about restoring their defensive identity, and Minkah Fitzpatrick sits at the center of that vision. This is a franchise that remembers who it is, even when the rest of the league doubts it. As the countdown to 2026 continues, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The Steelers are done drifting. They are done settling. They are ready to reclaim the reputation that once made Pittsburgh one of the most feared destinations in football. Whether this pursuit ultimately results in a completed move or not, the message has already been sent, loud and clear. Defense matters. Leadership matters. Identity matters. And the Steelers are ready to fight to get theirs back. The possibility of Minkah Fitzpatrick anchoring the Steelers' defense once again also taps into something deeper than strategy or roster construction. It reconnects the franchise to its emotional core, to the idea that Pittsburgh football is supposed to feel heavy, exhausting, and relentless for opponents. When defenses impose their will, games slow down, momentum shifts, and confidence drains from the other sideline. That is the kind of psychological edge the Steelers are chasing, and it's why Fitzpatrick remains such a central figure in these long-term plans. His instincts, his anticipation, and his ability to turn small mistakes into game-changing moments align perfectly with the DNA this organization has spent decades building. For the fans watching this unfold, there is a renewed sense of anticipation rather than frustration. This pursuit represents patience paired with purpose, a clear sign that the Steelers are not just reacting to losses, but actively shaping their future. Every draft decision, every contract extension, and every evaluation now filters through the same question: does this help restore who we are? With Minkah Fitzpatrick as the envisioned centerpiece, the answer becomes clearer. The Steelers are preparing for a defensive resurgence that isn't flashy or temporary, but foundational, one built to last and capable of carrying this team back into serious championship contention.